Today we're going to attempt to repair a Maytag microwave over cooktop microwave. The unit is on and turns on, but does not function. It does not heat up the food. As soon as you put in a time for cooking and press the start button, it immediately stops. I have a feeling it's one of the sensors at the door, so we'll take a look at that. And here's the model number. It is quite old, so we expect those sensors to be going bad. And this is what happens when you try to use a microwave. You put a time in, press start, it immediately stops. Usually indicates a door sensor is not detecting door closed. So I went ahead and ordered some extra parts, and I'll link all of those in the below description. A little package of fuses, 2 door switches. These could go bad frequently depending on how often you use your microwave. Opening and closing that door could break those switches. And you just sense if the door is closed or open. If it senses the door is open, it won't turn on the microwave. So that's why I have a feeling it's actually one of the switches that is bad. And bulbs, in case the light goes out in the microwave. And they're simple regular bulbs and a set of filters. I ordered for the top and the bottom as well. Most people don't know you have one on the top. It's filthy over here, but it's right there. Apologies in advance for the shaking of this camera. Trying out a new camera and it's a little shaky. To get to the switches, you need to remove a single screw, which is right above through that top hole, and that removes the whole front. And I'll show you in a second. Before I forget as well, these are the simple tools we need. Just a screwdriver, a Phillips screwdriver, and a pair of needle nose pliers. And to remove the front piece, there's a single screw. You can see it right on the gap of the pieces, and you access it from the top. It's a Phillips head screw, and we'll remove it now. And after the screw is off, we'll pull out the front piece. But before you do that, stop. Make sure you unplug the power from the microwave. There are exposed components behind the front, and it could damage your microwave further, or it could shock you. So let's try a different angle here on the video. You simply push up on that rectangular piece and slide out. There's a bracket on the bottom that holds it in place. It holds it from falling or stretching those cables behind it. Gently wiggle left to right until that bracket comes off of the bigger hole on the bottom. Sorry, on top. You see the bracket there. You can leave it hanging like that for a little bit. This is the fuse that you should check in case your microwave has no power at all. If the microwave has power, that should not be the issue. Now you need to remove that plastic covering to expose both of the door switches. As you can see there, I'm going to try to zoom in and get the model number, which will also be posted on the video and on the description. I believe the top switch is defective in my case. We'll try that one first, and if microwave works, we should be good to go. If not, we'll try the bottom one, but the top one is easier to remove. As you can see, there's just one clip holding it up there. I'm going to try to get a better angle of that in the next shot. And here again is a better shot of the fuse, and the fuse type and amperage is just about underneath it. Make sure you get the correct one for your microwave. And a better shot of the switch itself. And the switch, this plastic mechanism where the door gets clipped in too. That could also break. It's very, it becomes very brittle over time. So if that piece is broken on your microwave, you should replace the entire plastic lock, not just the switch. And that's a better shot of the bottom switch. In case after you replace the top switch, everything is not working yet, you can go ahead and replace the bottom one. You notice it's a little bit more involved to remove that one. And we need to remove those hex screws that are in front of the microwave. I'll get a better angle of those in a second. Yeah, that's one for the bottom clip and the top clip, in case you need to remove those. Again, a good shot of the model number of the switch. And I'm going to attempt to do this with one hand and try to pull the switch out while pushing the small clip up. So you slide the switch out of those two prongs. Yep, got it there. Take good notes of which wires go where. And that one is the solid white goes on the top and the white and blue on the bottom. In the installation of this, it's a reverse of removal. I'll attempt to install those wires back on the back of the little switch with one hand while I record. Not easy. The wires are short, so be careful there. Don't cut your hands on the sides of the opening of the microwave. I was not able to do it one-handed. I had to stop the video, plug in the wires. Now slide the switch onto the two prongs sticking out of the plastic block, and it should click in place after you push it in, like so. And that should be it. Make sure the wires are still nice and tight behind it, and while you're there, you should check the bottom as well. Make sure the bottom one has the wires nice and tight as well. And those two wires there, yep. And now we should be able to close the protective, that black protective cover, hiding all those wires, so that we can test. And now we can slide that, the button section, the electronics back into place. Insert into the slot on the bottom, and it should hold it in these. Slide it up slightly just to keep it in place. It hooks on the side of the microwave, as you can see. And we'll plug that power and test it now. Just put a couple of seconds and press start, see if that keeps going. Oh, great. Worked as it should. Perfect. And now that it's fixed, let's change the top filter. Most people forget exists. Remove these two Phillips head screws. But first, let's clean this out. They're filthy. And now we'll tilt it forward to remove the top trim. Gently tilting and pulling it. And make sure you know where that screw went, because we're going to need it later. And the filter should be right in the front. And we'll see the little square section easy to pop up. We'll check it, and it looks okay, but we'll replace it anyway. And now we'll replace the trim. Put the trim back on top, tighten those top two screws, and it looks a little dirty too. We'll clean it later. And this paper fell from the inside of the microwave. We'll save it somewhere else. Don't forget to tighten the screw holding the buttons. And let's try that testing one more time, just to make sure. Works okay. Thank you for watching. Like and subscribe.